forward to this. Okay, so it's been a long time in the making, but we have our own platform now, and I've learned from what we did with what we're still doing with one of the indicators in releasing it early enough to put a beta group together to help us develop it better. Because there's me that have all the ideas, but I need people to use it and to be able to work with me to make it the best thing. So Slingshot is going to be phenomenal because I've got those 30 odd people that bought the lifetime license as beta, and we're doing some really great development on it. Now, Stocks Predator, same thing. We spent a long time building up something, and now we want to take it to the next level, and we need to release it for beta testers. So we're going to go through this. So one of the things we're going to talk about is it's for US stocks only. Okay. So when I was trading full-time professionally and trying to trade other stocks around the world, there just wasn't enough liquidity, and they didn't move, and you weren't able to understand the behavior as much. But with US stocks, it's quite simple because there's so much data for it. There's options data, there's insider trader data, there's fundamental data, technical data. There's so much there. Sometimes it gets a little bit overbearing. So what we're going to do with the Stocks Predator is actually give you good information, aggregated information, and the main thing is teach you how to use it along with technical indicators, because that's very, very important. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, so who is it for? The Stocks Predator is for stock swing traders and stocks investors. Okay, it's not for day trading. It's for longer term swings or intraday swings, so start on a 30-minute time frame, but mainly swing trading and stock investing. So what we have right now, actually this has changed since I made this because we've got something put on it already, so we're ahead of schedule. So we've got a standalone desktop dashboard. Okay, this is totally standalone. We have complete stock scanner for insider trades, sector analysis of buys and sells by those insiders as well, so we can see if there's sort of trends within certain sectors. We've got a proprietary scanner for unusual options activity with a victory rate as well. So we've got integrated charting. We've got this private beta tester WhatsApp group, and then live training sessions. Because what I want to do as part of this beta testing is actually understand how we're going to educate users to use this. I mean, I can use it. We'll look live in a little while. I can find some great opportunities really quick because I understand what's going on. But I need to understand how people see it and how best to teach how to use it. It's pretty simple, but we'll go through that. So this is what it looks like. We've got the sector scanner here, and we're going to look at the live version in a minute. So this is for the insider trades, and we can see here, at this particular time when we did the scan, there was a lot of investment advice, people buying, selling beverages. This red here was pharmaceuticals. So, and again, we've got surgical and medical instruments buying as well. So we can understand sector by sector where there's a lot of insider buying or selling, because it's important for us to know this sort of information. Then those insider activities can be produced in the list live from the scanner. In this case, I've highlighted VNOM. Okay, and we can see then when we break that down, we can see two different people sold. I mean, there's a lot of money going out on those first sales here. 54 million. Okay, there's a lot of money going out on those sales. and then a little bit there. So these were 10% owners of the company, and they were offloading a lot of shares at that point. We bring in the SEC form as well, so you can check out that. And then we've got that built-in charting package. So let me try and understand the theory behind this. There are reasons and catalysts why people that own shares in a company, or a CFO or a CEO, will sell or buy shares. Some of that is fundamental, some of that is technical, some of that's personal. But what we can do is we can get that data and we can look at our technical indicators to understand if there is a technical reason. So technical indicators are a measurement of reactions to fundamental analysis. So in reality, we have different types of trading indicators for different type of market conditions and strategies. So in this case here, we can see that we had the venom, the cells, okay? We were alerted to that with our scans. This yellow box on the screen here is when that happened, okay? So we get up every morning, we run the scan, okay? Or end of day data, so about an hour after the market's open, we run those scans, and then we can, with the charting package, we can see, right, okay. As soon as you click on it, you'll see it live in a minute. There is, there's tremendous opportunity here. So the next day we get a roller coaster signal to go short. This short is stilling on venom. Okay, so that first initial indication to us that something's happening with this, you've got people selling a lot of shares that own 10% of this company, taking some great profits, probably near the high. But the problem is when they sell too many of those shares, it starts to cascade down, because there are other institutions investing in this company and they start to sell off. We get that technical indication in this case with the roller coaster, that there's a sell order here. So the day after that data comes out, we push down further, we print that roller coaster, and then there's the short entry is the day after, so it's not immediate. And then we go sort of range bound for a little bit, and then it just comes down, okay? And I would say this gap is earnings, okay? So these people that sold here knew something, okay? And that's why it's called insider trading. We came down and we're still short in there. So it's about combining the data, the fundamental and market data with that technical type of strategies to find some sweet stocks to either go long or short. Next, we're going to be looking at unusual options activity. So everybody's a different way of looking at this. So, there's the dark pool, there's that options data, which pulls in those institutional data. So really, one of the things I'm only interested in is what the institutions are doing with options, not average Joe, because they won't have enough money to do and make things move. Okay, so what we're going to look at here is this TJX at the top here has a strike price of $87.50. Okay, the victory rate is 11.86, which is pretty good. Okay, and again, we're going to go into teaching how to do that. Volume is pretty good there as well. So, when you open up a chart and it just looks like this on the right-hand side, that doesn't really make a great deal of sense to understand, yes, 87.5 is all the way up here. Is there a technical reason why we would get in there to back up why these calls are being bought and institutional traders actually think this is going to go up? So we put the Elliott wave and the xBrat algo onto this chart, and all of a sudden we've had a wave 4 pullback. So it's pulled back against that main bullish trend. It's found support. It started to move away from that support. Then we've got an xBrat algo buy signal. Not only that, the predicted price for the fifth wave move, the bullish move, is around $86, $87. Remember that strike price down here? $87.50. We can then formulate an entry strategy for this. We see, actually, we have gone pretty range bound since then. So we'd look for probably an entry just above $80 here. Nice tight stop above here for swing trading. If we're investing, obviously no stop, with that price target of $87.50. So whether you're going to trade this with options or whether you're going to trade this with the physical stock, all of a sudden, we've got a price target. We've got an entry target. We say to ourselves, the start line for this is if we push out of this range that we're forward right now, $80 is the start point, and we're going to go long, and that's our target. Okay, so next example, back to insider trading. Okay, so in this point here, we see STZ. There was a lot of people selling here. Different people, all members, 10% owners. We got a non-exec chairman in there, all that sort of thing. Got a director that owns 10%. Some of these were people were taking $143,000, $4 million. There was quite a lot of selling here on the 12th of May. That was this year. So when we look at this point here, 39 minutes. So I like to look at 39, 78, 195 when I'm looking at stocks to break down that trading day. Another opportunity here, there was sell signals on the VWAP Predator. Our entry will be below there. Our target, really, we're just going to swing this for a few days to see if it can hit this sort of point here. Right, so 195 is exactly half a day. Okay, and then we try and split that into 78 to the best we can, and then we try and split that in half, and that's 39. Okay, so when you look at a trading day, it's not the pre-market, it's not the post-market, it's when the market opens, when the market closes. That trading day as a whole, when we put all those days together, shows us the trend. But if we can start to break those days up and we can split those in two, so 195 and so on and so forth. We can split those down into those sort of numbers. So it's pretty freaky. Believe me, I've been doing this 20 odd years. Some of these freaky numbers really work. It's like the 89-day EMA cloud. Not until people met me, they didn't really use that at all. But it's very, very strong. Okay, so I'm just going to put the chat somewhere where I can see it, so I'm not turning away from the camera too much. I'm going to go for another example here. CBOE. Now, this is very interesting for me. So when this data is available, okay, you've got to aggregate it, you've got to search for it, and it takes a lot of time. This does it straight away. Okay, well, within sort of a minute and a half, we get this, the CFO, the treasurer, has taken $1,107,000 profit at this price, okay? When we look at the chart, it's pretty hard to understand why that's happened, okay? We've got the SEC form, we've got proof it's happened. There's a reason for this. Let's have a look at the technical chart for this. This white rectangle here is where the CFO sold, okay? There's a reason why he did this. This stock has been going up and down in a range for well over a year. So he's a clever CFO. He's bought at the lows and sold at the highs. So he's making more money. He's making profit. Now, the trade for us is not this sell. We are drawn to this by this rather large profit taking by a CFO. We get the chart, and even without drawing these support and resistance zones, we can tell this is in a range. So we're going to put this on our watch list. We're going to see what happens when it hits that low again. We bounce back up, but this time we get a 4, 5, 6-star buy signal here on the xBrat algo. Now, when we finish fully developing this, these 4, 5, 6-star buys will actually come up on the xBrat algo scanner, okay? And then we're going to aggregate the results of scans. So, for example, CBOE for example, in the last 30 days or whatever, has had this insider trading. And then within sort of 30 days, 45 days, we're getting a technical signal as well. They'll be on a sort of special watch list. And then all of a sudden we start to see, for example, some unusual options activity. All of a sudden we've got 3 alerts on different data, some fundamental, some options, and some technical. This is really going to draw our attention. So we get the 4, 5, 6 star buy at this point, and we have to be sensible. We know it's sold off at this point. So we either go very aggressive, long when it breaks there, or breaks this previous pivot there. I can guarantee that that CFO sold every time and bought every time this hit. He probably bought here. For some reason, that massive amount of shares that he sold previously did not happen, okay? It broke through, it's gone north, and we're still in this position for CBOE. Okay. So what we're going to develop extra to what we've got right now. So we're going to have a master watch list. So in theory, when you get, you go on the unusual options activity scanner and you see a stock that's got a sort of massive win factor, there's a lot of volume. You'll be able to right click it and add it to your master watch list. Okay, we're going to take that master watch list to a secondary point where we're going to have some sort of alert system or a watch list that if we get more than one. So if we get, for example, if we get the unusual options activity and we get a harmonic pattern complete, for example, if those scans pull up within, say, 30 days of each other, all of a sudden we're going to get alert on a different watch list that we've got confluence of both technical and fundamental alerts. So we're going to build that in as well. So we're going to build in xBrat swing trading indicators into the charting package as well. So you'll see in a minute, we're ahead of schedule. We've got the buy step heat map and it works for every single stock on the list that's scanned. Then we're going to add the manager. Then we're going to have the xBrat algo, harmonics, Elliott wave, roller coaster. It's all going to be on that charting package. So when you click on a stock that has lots of insider trading, straight away you can see what's happening technically with it. So we're going to have trade and position management built into the charting package, and that's the manager. So the manager works on behavior, it works on volume and price action, average volume. It's going to be looking at distribution and accumulation candles. So you'll be able to understand the behavior that's happened before you get in a swing trading position or an investing position. But moreover, you'll be able to understand once you're in it, how that's behaving and when to get out. And again, very simple training for that. We're going to have scanners for the xBrat strategies. So if there's an xBrat 6 star buy signal on a stock, that's going to come up on the scanner and you'll be able to click on it and look at the chart. Okay. And again, if that happens and there's some insider trading or there's lots of calls being bought or something like that, that will be highlighted as well. And we're going to have a chat facility in there as well. To begin with, the chat's going to be, for the beta group, it's going to be on the WhatsApp. But eventually, what we're going to develop in there is a chat facility. So people within the platform, the dashboard, can actually say, hey, I've seen this particular stock. It's come up with a six star buy signal. It's got unusual option activities. Where would your entry be for this? Where's your target? That sort of thing. And, people will be able to help each other. There's a few things we've not put on there yet, but we are very close to sort of announcing that we're going to be looking at a neural network type system to do some machine learning with our indicators and actually provide signals as well. So that would be pretty cool. So why do we need a beta testing group? So again, this is from learning from the slingshot, really, that the best one in the world, I understand the markets, I understand the behavior, I understand what you need to put together to make a great indicator and make strategy and how to combine them and everything like that. But in reality, no one is me. Okay. What I need is I want users to help us guide us through the remainder of the development process. So something I think is pretty basic and people should understand. If I've got lots of questions about that, obviously we need to make that easier to understand either in education or actually how the platform works itself. It's basically it's a development process to ensure that we have that simple to use but massively powerful stock predator for retail traders and investors. So that's where we are. Okay. So what I'm going to do in a minute. So why do you need to be part of this beta testing group? So you'll receive lifetime access with all updates. Okay. When we release this to the public, the starting monthly subscription will be $250 a month. Okay. That will include those scanners that we've looked at right now. It will include basic charting and the buy-step heat map and the manager. Okay. But then if you want to add xBrat algo to the chart and you want to add the xBrat algo scanner, that's an extra $50 a month. And then the same for Elliott Wave, so on and so forth. So it could be around about $500 a month for those that have everything. What I want to do is obviously get those people on lifetime to begin with, beta, so we can build this massive tool. So you'll be able to help build the most complete stock swing trading and investing tool, which is not broker or trading platform specific. Eventually, we'll have a Mac version as well. We're going to have that private WhatsApp group. We're going to have monthly live development and training sessions to help me understand what's simple for you, what's not simple for you, what we can change. Wouldn't it be cool if we had this little tool here that made this? And, we're not going to have loads of bells and whistles to make it complicated. But, if you see a better way of presenting that in the dashboard, we will listen and we will try and implement it if it makes sense. So we're going to have those live sessions to do that. So the cost is simple. It's $2,000 for lifetime access to the software, the beta group, the chats, and the live training. And whenever we do the updates, you'll get the updated version and you will have it for life. So when we do launch it at the end of this year, beginning of next year, and people are paying $250 to $500 a month, you will have the whole lot with all the indicators on the charts and everything because you've been part of that beta testing group. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to escape from there. I'm going to bring up the platform. So bear with me a second. I'm just going to pause the video a second. Recording. No, so Todd, this is purely stocks and options. Okay. It is not a Forex. You don't get the same sort of data for Forex. You don't get options data. You don't get insider trader data. You don't get fundamental data. Futures and Forex, those catalysts are really economic data, which happen almost every day or every Thursday for employment data. It's not feasible to make something like this for futures or Forex right now. Okay, so we're going to concentrate on stocks and options. So you can already see it's not platform specific, Lorenzo. It's its own platform. Okay. So if you look on my desktop a second, I've got an icon on my desktop. Once I've downloaded it and you've got your key, you double click on that and it opens on your Windows PC. Okay. We provide the data. It will work on a Mac once we develop it for a Mac, Neil. Yes. Or you can have the parallels or whatever working on your Mac and it'll work on there as well to begin with. So charting package, let's just go through this a little bit. So it's view only mode, but you can log in if you've got a TradingView account or even open a free one to your account. Mine's little pictures up there, takes away the advertising. So if I go to Lulu, for example, click on Lulu, it opens up the chart and automatically gives you the swing trading bias depth heat map already. Okay. Yeah, it'll work on a VPS as well. NVDA, do the same thing. Heat map comes up already. The next part of development is to add the manager, and we've started work on that already. Then the xBrat algo, and then so on and so forth. So what you'll do is you get that picture. As soon as you click on IRBT, for example, you will get the chart. And at the moment, the bi-step heat map in there. But by this end of the summer, we hope to have the manager and at least 3 of the trading indicators built into this, okay? So it's very, very cool. Because remember, a lot of people, a lot of swing traders and investors and options traders just rely on one source of data or a couple of sources of data, either fundamental or technical. Combining them both, remember, these indicators that I've developed over the last 9 years, they're for strategies that I've traded. And my bread and butter was swing trading, okay? 85% of my portfolio was stocks. Yeah, 15% was futures and day trading. So it's about 60-40 at the moment. But, you know, it swings around abouts. But swing trading, if you really understand the different types of strategies, so Elliott wave is when something's trending, it pulls back, and then you continuation in the trend, okay? When we look at a roller coaster, either that's the start of a new trend, or in fact, we're going up and down within a range. And then the xBrat algo works on those 12 points of control to grade the trades from 3 all the way to 6-star type of trade. And then harmonic patterns speak for themselves, but they're a good indication, especially in the daily time frame, that when one of those completes, for example, it starts to move away from the low, starts to move away, and all of a sudden you get a load of unusual activity, options activity. There's a good opportunity to actually take that long because you've got that backup from that harmonic. So different types of strategies work on different types of stocks depending on where they are on the cycle, what sector they're in. But what we have is a broad range of indicators, and then we'll be able to have the scanners for those. And we'll combine it with this options data. And again, that's aggregated data as well from lots of different sources. And we've got this very cool thing in here that actually gives us the victory rate. So if I double click on here, go to the top, we can see this hook actually has a really great victory rate. IRBT, I've picked this one, for example, 54.92. That's a really good victory rate. And again, we'll teach you how to look at that. So when we look at the strike price on IRBT, it's $60, which is way up there on this chart, okay? Now, I'm just going to go to another chart right now because obviously we've not built everything in there right now. So I'm just going to pull this up, I'm just going to put IRBT in there. Oh, look what's here. There's a roller coaster signal, okay? It's not gone through yet. Our entry is probably around $40.47, okay? We have got a little bit of support and resistance up here, okay? We need to be reasonably careful with this type of trade, but what we do have with the roller coaster is the trailing stop. So, for example, go left on here, we can see the last long position around about the same price. You can see the movement here. You see the trailing stop. We got the catalyst from earnings, and earnings is coming up soon. And we are here with our trailing stop. Now, when we look back at this, we see on IRBT, the strike price is 60. Volume's pretty big, actually. So $60 strike price, okay? And we're expiry in September, okay? So quite a long way out. Bring that chart back over. Just going to put $60 on there. Oh, look where those highs are from previously. It's at $60. This is not freaky SH1T. This is institutional traders actually looking at earnings coming out, at the end of July, getting cheaper options right now with a strike price of where it went the last time. Okay, we're just backing that up with a technical indicator. It's not automated right now. Okay, Moses, it's not automated. It's only for US stocks. A lot of it will be automated in that we had an unusual options activity scan. It brought this up IRBT. Within a few days, we've also got a roller coaster indicator. So on our little dashboard, we're going to have all of a sudden the logic is going to say, oh, IRBT, roller coaster, unusual options activity, two lights. Yeah, this needs to be brought to the attention of our users. Yes, it's by itself. It's not platform specific. So it has a charting package in there. It has all the scanners. It's going to have more scanners and everything like that. Excuse me, I've got a cold. So again, we can look at shorts here. Now, remember, a lot of people, let's just, again, we're just going to go to the victory rate and we go to the highest victory rate here. CRM, strike price 135. Okay, let's go to CRM. 135. Wow, that's a long way down. It's just had earnings. There's a lot of institutional traders that don't like that earnings here. That is big volume. Okay. So for now, we've not got all those technical indicators on there. So what I'm going to do is bring the charting package back over, put CRM there, and see what's happening. Okay. Earnings was the catalyst. Have we got any sort of signals right now? So the 195, again, splitting that trading day in two, we have a roller coaster short signal and it's just entered. Okay, so sensible entry strategy here to go short. We've got double bottom right here. Whoops, let's draw that back in again. Got a double bottom here. Okay, so in reality, what we're doing is we want to make sure that we are below that, below this pivot as well. So sort of entry just under 204, sort of something like that. So again, that's our start line. We know the strike price on that particular was $135, which is way down there. You know, this is in and around this sort of low here where we had this butterfly pattern complete and we've had the bullish run since. So institutional traders did not like earnings. Okay, they betted against this stock. And we have expiry. Ooh, no, they were, you see, this is where the expiration comes in. Okay, so this was 2nd of the 6th. So they thought it was going to dive right down. This was a quick. If we got an expiration date further out, then we would take notice of this. I didn't see this straight away. Do apologize. So again, we've got an expiry. It's already expired. So I still think there's a good, potentially good trade there, but that probably puts me off. And again, it's all about the learning here. So we're going to go from unusual to insider activity. Just going to run that scan again because it does, if there's anything happened today so far, and just going to make that hundreds of thousands. That's probably, okay, default, apply. Okay, so I'm going to bring that insider activity up and we are going to look at some big buys. Wow, okay. One thing I wanted to look at here, I saw this earlier, there was laser, Luminar, okay. So Russell Austin, chairperson, president, CEO, 10% shareholder, he bought a lot of shares, okay? Is he doing this to drive the price up? Most likely not, because that's a crap ton of money, okay? On the chart down here, we've got the SEC form as well. So if you click on each one of these, the SEC form will change, okay? So Heng Young, who's also a director, Class A common stock, nothing looks untowards there. Quite a big selling history there. He knows something. Anyway, so what I'm going to look at now, again, it will be on the chart really soon. I'm going to bring up a chart for that. The ticker was LAZR. LAZR. Always start on the daily. Okay, so we have had a buy signal on roller coaster on the 10th of May. So yeah, we'll go through that in a minute. We can actually put in a specific stock and scan if there's been any insider trading on it, and we can scan back up to 6 months as well. So we'll do that in a minute. So what we have is we've had insider trading. We've already had earnings here at the beginning of May. We've had a lot of insider buying. The price has started to move up quite a bit. I just want to pull that scan up a little bit. I just want to check those dates here. So again, I've done a scan further back. So this was the 16th of May, okay? So I'm going to put the 16th of May on the chart. I'm just going to put a little line in here. Because I wanted to scan to look back as well, because obviously we'd be scanning every day. You want to be scanning every day to pick up these. So the 16th of May is here, okay, where that vertical line is. We've had earnings. All of a sudden, we've got that insider buying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days earlier on earnings, we've got a roller coaster buy signal. On its own, not a lot. But then all of a sudden, we get a crap ton of insider buying. They know something that we don't. Okay. Again, Chris, part of that beta testing is that's the sort of question that we need. You know, can we put the transaction date on the chart? And that's something that we will work with the development team to actually try and make happen. Because to me, that makes sense. I didn't think of that. And this is why I need people to get this for live, to work with me for the rest of the year, to give me questions just like that. Will the transaction be indicated on the chart? Let's see if we can make that happen, okay? So again, this comes out here. We've got a good go. We go long at that entry, and we're in. And if we're swing trading this, the trading stock has already been printed. So we are risk-free with this one right now. So that's a pretty good trade, actually, that was. So I'm just going to bring this back. So what we're going to do is going to go back to the filters. So we've got a symbol EBS on buys and sells, and we want to go for the last 6 months, okay? None. Okay. Let's try it on another stock just to make sure it's working. I've put traded amount of Apple. There we go. So last 6 months, Apple, all the insider activity. Not been a great deal, actually. Chris Kondo, CFO's done a little bit, COO. They've been, yeah, okay. They've been making some decent profit. Jeffrey Williams made 29 million, selling some shares there. No problem at all. Wow, okay. Let me just try that EBS again, but I filtered out the trading amount. So I'm just going to put 0 in here, 0 applied to see if there's any. No, there's nothing there. Okay. So there's no insider trading there. We can take that off and we can look at mining, for example. We can look at last 3 days. We can put a minimum amount of 100,000 and owner anybody that owns over 10%. We're not really interested. Click apply here, and we've got a little bit of activity there. So we can go to insider trading, and we can see these 3 stocks. Two on ACDC here. Chief Administrator CLO sold 305, 287,000. The wife needed a new handbag. But again, there could be a reason for that. There's been earnings haven't been too bad there. So pretty good. So VMware, Damien, let's try that one. Let's go click all. Ticker is VM. Oh, let me just try. I've got to remember that one now. BMW. BMW? Yeah. BMW. Probably going to go last 6 months just to see if we get anything. Click apply. Oh, yeah. 2 on the 3rd of April. Interesting that was after earnings. They took profit. Okay, so here there's no trade. So what's happened here is we've got the CFO and the EVP World Sales selling some and making some profit after the earnings bounce. Okay, so the earnings was 2nd of March. And this is what we call normal behavior. Okay, you own a crap ton of shares in a company that you work for. You've had fantastic earnings and you've probably had it at a really low price. We get this big bounce, and then we have on the 3rd of April, we had one guy sell a bit. Actually, well, that was a catalyst for a bit of a pullback, but it ran out of juice. So that was normal profit taking, and again, when we're going through this together with those live sessions, it's about understanding the behavior. Why is this happening right now? What's just happened? When we can look at this particular stock, for example, we can look here and we can have a look at we can look at the biases, but also we can look what's been going off with this particular stock. We can look at economic calendars. There's lots of opportunities there that we can understand if there's something that's, why has that happened? Could be this, could be that. There are sometimes no reason or rhyme. It's just a personal sort of choice, if you like. So that's that one. Let's go to unusual options activity again. Just want to reiterate the victory rate. So we wouldn't probably be looking at something with a really low victory rate here. We'd be looking anything in double figures. So let's pick one. Somebody pick one. Okay, so you can see I've not prepared it. There might be nothing that's any use for us, but somebody pick one of the potential buys on that list with anything from double figures, from BX all the way upwards. Come on, somebody choose one. Let's have a look. Let's do some analysis. Uber, okay. Uber. Oh, it's not double figures, but it's pretty close. So let's have a look at that initial chart first. Again, don't forget, we will be building more of those technical indicators and scanners as we go along and develop this. So Uber, we've got a strike price of 41.50, not very high. Okay, I'm just going to bring the chart that will be on there over. So we're going to look at Uber. I like the way it says technology companies. So I just want to check when that date was. Uber. 16th of June. Ooh. This is a bit of a shot in the dark for those because we've had that we've had the big bounce from earnings. Okay. I want to use this as an example, Chris, as well. So we've had the earnings on this particular day, on the 2nd of May. On that day, we printed a roller coaster buy. When we've built the scanner, that will come on the scanner. Then the next day, we get a 6-star buy signal from the xBrat algo. That will be on the scanner, okay? So now we've got 2 different technical strategies telling us to go long, okay? Now, then we get that unusual options activity. There's something going off here. We've struggled to get through this pivot, but eventually we've actually pushed back up through. The $41.50 really concerns me here because that's not much. And I'll tell you why that's not much, because we've got the potential for this crab pattern to complete just around 42.84 here. And that because that's the automated completion zone. So again, that wouldn't be a great trade right now. But if we had this scanner for the 6-star buy, that's not a bad 36.71, you know, all the way up to here. That's not a bad trade. The heat map is for swing trading, but again, we may have to put this on day trading conservative. Right now, the big thing is we've been able to put it on, okay? Right, this is a scrappy stock. Look, there's no real trend here going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. This is why the heat map's going all over the place, yeah? We only get 6 out of 6 green on this candle here, okay? And on this candle, and on this candle, and on this candle. So there were opportunities. If we go down to the 195, this is the better trade, okay? So earnings date is here. We wait for earnings to happen, we get in the trade. That's a really good move. And then we've just had another 6-star buy here. So multiple time frame strategy is very, very important. One thing we can't do at the moment is change time frames on that chart, but we're going to build that in as well. So we're going to build in set time frames daily, 195, 78, 39. Yeah, because they're the best time frames that we're going to be using. So again, don't get hung up. You know, these are some great trades. The bias depth heat map there, and again, we might have to slightly adjust those. So the bias depth heat map at the moment is set time frames, six time frames higher. But we've got to think we're probably going to go no further down than 39, and we're going to go up to weekly or monthly. So we may have to adjust that slightly, and you know that will come with development. Let's go for NVDA. Go back to the daily a second. Okay, NVDA. Strike price of 455. Volume's not bad. 455. Where's 455? Wow. Okay. Just going to put 455 on there. So that's a strike price. Let me go to weekly in a second. Wow. That. Right, again, NVIDIA at the end of November was the trade. And again, weekly and daily signals, as in on a weekly chart, that scanner will pick up these types of signals. This trade is still in. That's called Sod's Law. 28th of November, Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that was a great. I mean, this is my average holding position on NVIDIA at 222.41. That's what that big white line is for here. There was a lot of potential here for this particular trade on the weekly. Is there a trade right now? It's going to be difficult. I want to wait for this pullback, probably look at Elliott Wave on there as well. Yeah, so we're on a wave 4 pullback right now. So I can understand why they've gone long, because we, in theory, on a daily get a bullish pennant. Not a big fan of those. You know, they're a little bit out there, a little bit hippie for me. But what we've got happening right now is this wave 3 pullback. So, you know, we say to ourselves, right, let's put it on the watch list. There's some unusual options activity. We've got a potential target around about 455. For me, this has got to pull back, find support in this green zone at least, so around about 346. If that happens, it will print a 5th wave target zone, and there's probably a great looking trade there right now. But we're too close to the all-time highs. We need a pullback. But what that unusual options activity does is gives you the nod that you need to be looking at this. Okay, bear with me a second. Before I forget, because I'm always about the analysis and everything like that. So I'm just going to put the link to get in on the beta group with this in the chat, because I'm all about the charts, I'm all about the data and everything like that, and I'll be shouted at by the marketing team if I don't put that in there. Okay, so again, that's NVDA. Wouldn't go right now. We got dividends just happened. Let's have a look at another one. Let's go for some shorts this time. Bring this over. So let's bring these shorts up. I'm just going to pull that out. Victor rate's already there. So anything with double figures, so anything from Wells Fargo all the way up to the top GTLB. Somebody shout out one of those, and we're going to have a look. I'm going to say LNG, because that's got expiration of 15th September and strike price of 120. So I'm going to have a look at that. So LNG. So I'm actually looking at some of the expirations are very short term. So these are these are puts just to basically offset their long positions. We've just had earnings. It is coming down in a bit of a channel, so they're just edging their bets right now. Strike price of 120 sort of gets below those lows, so we're just going to have a look at that LNG. Right now, so got a long signal there. So what I'm going to do is just going to take off harmonics a little bit. I'm just going to draw that channel in here. This is crucial, I think. Center line's pretty strong there, and they had a 120. Has it been a one? Oh, wow. Okay, so 120 makes sense with those. They're expecting a dump. Okay, that's the sort of zone that they're looking for there for those puts. Out to April, so the next earning will, out to September, sorry. This is in a bit of a downward channel, actually. What I'd look for is a test of the channel, then come back down and look for a sort of higher time frame. So we're on we're on the daily time frame right now. We can see these channels very, very strong. And what we're looking for is a technical signal or a reason to get in this short. At the moment, I don't see one. We go down to the 195, 78. No, everything's saying bullish. Yeah, we've got, even on the 39 on intraday, we've got an xBrat signals 6-star buy. Got quite a bullish type of thing. Yeah. So again, we've got to be able to find reasons not to take a trade as well, guys. Okay, so not everyone in here. The thing is to be able to filter. One of the filters we're going to build in is that multitude of signals on both technical and fundamental data. So when we've got insider trading, we've got unusual options activity, we've got an Elliott wave, fifth wave potential. Those are the ones that are going to draw us there. But we still need to understand to be able to discount these things, okay? It's not that every single one is a great looking trade. The whole idea of the stocks predator is to identify initial fundamental and options activity that will draw us to a specific stock. And then it's our job to find a reason not to take that position or not to take that trade. And there's where we use those technical indicators for. So whether that's the buy step heat map, whether it's the xBrat algo, if we can't find a reason to actually get in this trade, we're not going to trade it. And that's the whole idea of this. So out of all of these potential trades, there may not be many, okay? But the idea is if we're swing trading and options trading, we don't want to have 36 bloody positions open, okay? That's a recipe for disaster. 13, 20 max swing trading positions, okay? If you've got no longer term investing positions. Otherwise, you're just going to run out of capital. So I'm just going to do one more scan. I'm going to take that off. I'm just going to do latest day, click apply. This is all that's happened today so far. Okay, these could have been done today. So this is the latest day of insider trades. So quite a few purchases on FOMC there. A lot of selling on ALTR. Wow. Okay. CEO has sold and made 68, 608. Ooh, these two people here. That's a trust. They've made 7.5 million. That's interesting. Let's have a look at that. ALTR. That's happened today. Are we near the all-time highs? Put it on the weekly. Let's look left. We've got a bit of room up there. Must have earnings soon. Just look zone up there. Still looks pretty bullish. That's the daily. On 5. Great crab pattern there, and a perfect example here. So on our technical scanners, we would have been alerted that a crab pattern on the 195 completed in the automated completion zone. Look out, okay? And then not only do we get on the way out a roller coaster signal to go to long, we also get a 5 and a 6-star buy signal. These will all come up on the scans, okay? These are the reasons to buy this stock at this time. Even if there's no fundamental data, 3 different strategies are saying buy this stock, okay? And it's gone up and made these highs. What we're doing now is we're consolidating. It's interesting that those big sells from those insiders have not moved this stock down, okay? They've taken profit. I'd like to see what the float is, and what we're going to, I think one thing we'd like to do is build in there is float as well. So when the dev team replays this video, I think we'll look at float as well, because it's important to see where that is as well. But that's interesting. And that's a good example when we would get those scan alerts for 3 different strategies here to make a really good move up. Be interesting actually if we go back on ALTR. I'm going to put ALTR in there. I'm going to go for the last 3 months. Okay. Oh, there was a lot of selling. There's been a lot of selling. Okay. Okay. Let's go for the buys. No. Everybody's just taking profit. And again, when we're looking at the earnings, we can understand why they've been taking profit, because we're heading towards those all-time highs again. Last earnings, 24th of February, not going that far back. The last earnings was 5th of May, 16th of May, sell, 17th of April, sell, loads in May, loads in May, loads in March. So Lorenzo, the process is follow this link, purchase the lifetime license. Again, remember, when we actually launch this, okay, it will be minimum $250 a month. The base will be about $500 a month for everything. You will get everything for life for $2,000. Okay. I probably want to look into this more, but this behavior is after good earnings. Okay, so this is normal behavior, but what it's not doing is actually forcing the price right down. So I wouldn't be looking for a sell right here. Okay. Yes, yeah. Again, part of that beta testing is trying to find the right tools that's going to help us that don't overcomplicate charts. And it may be that we add or even take away some of those names, some of those columns, and add certain figures and things like that. Yes, yeah. Again, these are some of the things. Again, I've got so many ideas. What I don't want to do is overcomplicate it. So it's taken a long time to get to this stage where we can integrate charts and we can formulate those scans for unusual options activities, insider activity, and then we're going to build this neural network that's going to go in there. We're going to have these scans for those technical strategies. Combined, it's going to be very, very powerful. Yes, I agree. Having the VWAP on there is probably a very sensible type of way to go, and it's not going to overcomplicate things. You know, the thing is, it's got to be consensus. I think we're only going to allow this for 100 people for beta, then we're going to close it. I think that's enough people to say, actually, Paul, you know, if we put the 89 and the 55 cloud on there, we don't really need the VWAP, you know, and so on and so forth. Right, Lorenzo, when you enroll for $2,000, you get this for life and all the updates, okay? So when we start to add the indicators to this chart, when we start to add all the other scanners and all that sort of thing, you will get all the updates and you'll get it for life for $2,000. You'll be part of the beta testing group. When we actually launch this, base price without any of the indicators or the scanners for the technical stuff will be $250, and it will go up from there. Okay, so right, what we're going to just very quickly. So this is the dashboard. Yeah. Currently, we just have the bias depth heat map on there, and that's actually ahead of schedule. Other things that we'll be adding, it will be harmonic patterns. Let me just drag this over. Cool. So we'll be adding the auto harmonics, and that will also have a scan stroke alert on in the dashboard as well. We'll be having the xBrat algo, the roller coaster. So in this case, when we ran that scan on that particular day, we would say that that deep, if it's completed, there would be an alert for that. A few days later, we get the xBrat algo and the roller coaster. All of a sudden, we're starting to light up a lot of lights saying go long and ALTR. Lorenzo, I'm sure I've put the link in there. The link not working? Can you see that link there? HTTPS order, yeah. Okay. So you can imagine now a lot of alarm bells are sounding for ALTR at this point. D, you get this D pivot. All of a sudden you get a scan alert for a 5-star buy, then a 6-star buy, then a roller coaster. And there may have been some unusual options activity, you know, and again, with that chat function that we're going to build into that software, and then everybody will be saying, wow, ALTR on the 195, we've got the harmonics, we've got this, you know, where's the entry is the question you'll be asking everybody. You know, that's the sort of thing that will be happening. We will build a community around this. And the best thing is it's not on any of your platforms. So it's you don't need the platform. This is totally alone. And then you can execute your trades on your trade ticket with whatever you use, Schwab, Think or Swim, whatever. We can't do it for Dubai stocks. There's just not enough volatility to Pascal. You know, I'm English. I hardly ever trade any other stocks except for US stocks. There's so much volume. There's so much movement, so much data. It's very difficult to trade other stocks. You know, if you're going to swing trade something, you're going to be in it for 20, 30 days, maybe 60, and then you're going to be out. Swing trade some stocks in other types of countries, you could be in it for a year, and it's more of an investment. There are good investment opportunities, but this is for swing trading and investing. So, you know, this is available wherever you are in the world, and you can put it on there. You can be part of that community, but it's for US stocks. Yeah, I'm not going to sort of sugarcoat it here. I'm not going to say, oh, we're going to put FTSE stocks on there. We're going to put stocks from around the world. The only ones tradable, really, and you can trade them in many brokers, even here in Dubai. I could go and open an account in probably 20 different brokers, and they'll all allow me to buy US stocks. Okay, very, very simple. Anybody got any more questions before I finish today? You know, this is a great tool. You know, it's a labor of love. We have some amazing developments coming up for it, and we just want to get you on board in that beta test for life. Yeah, for life. $2,000. Okay, base is going to be $2,400 plus a month, a year. Okay, if you're leasing it, subscribing. When we launch it to the public, base $250 a month. You add Elliott Wave, $300 a month. You add xBrat Algo, $350 a month, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is where this beta testing group really comes into its own. For $2,000, you got this for life. You're going to help build it. You're going to get all the updates, and you're going to get access for life. So for me, it's a no-brainer because I want to offer it to people to help me get it right. I know what I need to develop, but actually making it simple for people to use, I need people to use it. Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions before I go? Okay, so we will send the link if you didn't get it via email. follow-up email in the next few days because I need to get this recording done, and then it'll go up on a web page and people will be able to go. Oh, sorry, De Pascal, did you mean the Dubai event? The training event? That's not recorded, that's a live training and it includes software. If you want to get involved in that, go to info at Global Training Software and ask for information. So info at globaltrainingsoftware.com. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to get going. I'm going to start this recording now.